whipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm so sorry for not posting last week. I attempted it and I just really wasn't feeling it, and there was some things going on last week that I just wasn't feeling like myself enough to be able to film and produce content last week. So I'm sorry about that. However, I'm back this week. But this week's a bit more, it's 100% more serious than what I normally would be doing on my channel. I just wanted to address and talk about what everyone should more or less know, what's going on in the world. And if you don't, then you live under a rock. The George Floyd incident that happened in America, and the increase of the Black Lives Matter movement. As a black person, as a woman of colour, it's really sad and really horrible to see that in the past 400 years, nothing has changed. Black people are still being judged literally because of the colour of their skin. And I don't even know where to start with this, because it's not something you can just dive straight into, because it is very emotional, as well as just something that is happening in the world. Like, I have only ever experienced racism once or twice. I was very fortunate to grow up in a town where there was a lot of black people, a lot of white people, and a lot of Asian people. It was a very multicultural town. So the racism that I experienced it wasn't really in my hometown. It was more where my school was, which kind of was separate. I literally am lost for words, because I don't know. Racism it's something that's always been there. My whole life it's been there. It's been in the world. Most of the people, everyone on this earth right now, their whole lives, it has been there, because racism has been around forever now. However, I am very moved and very proud of the amount of allies that we now have, and how much that's increasing. I've been looking at the protests, and the peaceful protests and the riots and whatever that are happening, and I'm actually seeing a lot of white people, and it's very warming to know that not every white person is against us. That's why when I speak about it, I don't like to say the white people are doing this. It's not the white people. It's not black versus white. It's everyone versus racists. So yeah, I'm so proud and grateful that we have those allies with us. I just wanted to talk about and address the fact that I'm obviously from the UK. I live in London, and we had a protest today actually in Hyde Park. By the time this goes up, it would have been yesterday, but yeah, today when I filmed it, we had a protest today in Hyde Park, and the videos that I saw today were so moving. There was hardly any violence. It was just people speaking out. There was celebrities there, members of One Direction was there, actors were there. It was very nice to see, because I understand why a riot will come into it, but I don't think you have to do it to solve things. I know that either way, whether we riot or whether we peacefully protest, things still aren't changing yet. We're making a change, but just not a very big one yet. However, what they're doing is amazing. Even the riots, like, if you're not being heard when you're speaking at normal level, shout, scream, do what you need to do to be heard, because this isn't something that we can just push behind us. It's not something that we can just push to the side and just move on. We've moved on to one too many times. The list of people, USA, UK, that have been killed or damaged or left disabled because of the police is disgusting. The amount of videos that are surfacing of police brutality is disgusting. And in all honesty, I cannot believe it's taken up until now for it to get this big. I can't believe it. There's been so many chances in my time on Earth, the time that I've been alive. There's been so many instances, so many chances for us to do this. I'm not saying like it's bad that we're doing it now. I'm just saying we could have been doing it before, and maybe we wouldn't be in the situation where we are now putting our lives at risk, because Corona's still out there. The virus is still there. We still are in the chance of getting infected, and now we're putting our lives on the line. And what I'm seeing is quite a few people are being safe and wearing masks to these protests, but everyone's still quite close together, and that scares me a little bit, because I know people that have gone to the protest. I know family members that have gone to protest, and it worries me because Corona is no joke. But I'm proud of them for having the guts, after seeing all the violence that has been going on in the protests. I'm proud of them for having the guts to go and stand for what they want to, and stand for what they pretty much need to. As of the incident itself, I just want to know what was the sense of humanity, like what was going through that officer's head when he thought, let me put my whole body weight on this man's neck, where his windpipes are, where his air goes from his lungs, through his mouth to his lungs and back out. Let's put my whole body weight on his neck through my knees. You're an animal. That's an animalistic way of restraining someone. You don't do that. I can't think. That's not... It makes me think, wow, what has humanity come to? What has humanity come to? Because you did that simply because that man's skin is the same colour as mine. That man's race is the same as mine. And there's millions of us. There is millions of us. Your country that you serve as an officer was built on the backs of black human beings. Not your ancestors, ours, our black ancestors built up your country for you to come and destroy it like that. You tearing your country apart. Because now look, riots, looting, violence. You're supposed to, as an officer, as any human being, you're supposed to, as any civilian, you are supposed to love your country. I love my country. I love the fact that I was born in the UK. There's so many things here that no one else has. But you have chosen to fuel the fire that is going to burn your country down. Burn down your continent, your city, your state. Well done. That is it, well done. Because I'm sat here in silence because I'm trying, it's been how many days now and I'm still trying to figure out how that thought went through your head and how 3 other officers went along with it. How? What are you scared of? What are you so scared of that made you think, let me do that? You knew it was going to kill him. You knew it was, and you let it. I know you knew it was because as he started to die, you showed no signs of letting up, and you didn't. Not until you knew he was dead. And then and then racist people want to wonder why Black people, Black Lives Matter allies are angry. I would like any racist person to answer me this one question. If your child or your brother or your father, mother, cousin, auntie, uncle, anyone, because the age of the Black people they are killing ranges. If your family member, your relative, your friend, anyone that you care about had to fear for their lives because the colour of their skin, or had to fear for their lives because the people that are supposed to protect them don't like them because of where they're from, and if that person was murdered by the protective forces that are supposed to be there for us, how would you feel? You would be angry. You would want them to pay. You would want justice for that person. You would want revenge. You would be angry. You would protest until those people or that person was behind bars for life because they took a life from you. They took a life from you. You would want them to spend the rest of their life rotting in a cell. So you racist people, answer me that question and then answer me why. Why are you racist? It sounds like a stupid question, but ask yourself, what is it? And when was it that you said to yourself, I don't like Black people? And what was it that caused you to say that? Because nobody is born racist. The amount of excellent, intelligent Black people that are out there in the world, half of you racist people was probably born into the hands of a Black woman or a Black man. Half of you racist white people, the person that held you first when you was born was probably a Black person. Because we are Black excellence, we are smart, and we are strong. And we can do anything any other person could do. I keep hearing on social media, there's this one woman, I don't actually know her name, but she amazes me because she asked one question, or she said one statement. We are all one race, the human race. And we've divided ourselves up into all these little races. What, so we can have conflict? What's the point? We all bleed the same colour. We all have the same oxygen in our lungs. We all breathe the same air, walk on the same land. So what makes you any different to anyone that looks like me? On the inside, I'll tell you what it is. On the inside, you have hatred, and we're just trying to go about our day. We're just trying to go about our business. And we can't do that because of people like you, the racist people. So if you're watching this and you're racist, I advise you to leave. Because you're not welcome. You are not welcome. I just want to thank all the allies again. All my friends that have stood with us and helped us get through and helped us be heard. I want to thank the police officers that aren't abusing their power, the police officers that are fair and have a head that's screwed on, know what they're talking about, and are doing their job correctly. I want to thank social media influencers for helping us spread the word. I want to thank Black people for just existing. That's all you need thanks for, just existing, because you're amazing. My Black kings, strong, powerful Black kings. My Black queens with your melanin, your Black girl magic. Don't let anyone tear you down, because you are more than excellent. Black excellence is a thing. It's not just a hashtag. I know people that are living, breathing proof of that. So that's all I really had to say on it. Actually, that's not all I had to say on it. But my brain's going at a mile a minute. So it's hard to catch on to the things that I want to say, but feel free to have conversations with me in the comment section. You know my social media, you know my Instagram, my TikTok, it will be at the end of the video. Feel free to DM me. We'll have a little discussion. Any questions on how you can be more involved? If you can't get out and go to protests, I know a lot of people that watch my videos, a lot of people I know are quite a bit younger. If you cannot get out and go to protests, there are other things you can do. You can donate. You can post on social media and educate anyone who's uneducated, because there's a lot of people in the world and they need to know. Yeah, it's not all about going to protests and rioting, and I mean, it's good. Go, if you can go to protests, go. I live in London, I want to go, but I can't. It's too much vulnerability. Even my great grandmother, she's old and she's vulnerable. The corona is still there. If you go to a protest, be safe. Wear your mask. Carry hand sanitizer with you. Be safe, please. But yeah, we can talk. I'm here. For any of my brothers and sisters, my Black people, and you just want to let it all out, I'm here. We can talk. Thanks, guys.
I'm so pretty. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get it.